Hello and welcome to the new Power BI dashboard where I want to show you how you can create the customer analytics dashboard. So previously, as you can see, what I have shown you is overall high level sales performance, but from the similar data set, you can also create the customer analytics, and I will show you a couple of other scenarios as well, just to tell you how in real time from one data set how you can create multiple data set, or generally in companies you have these transactional data sets and the different cuts are needed to analyze the information from various angles. Okay, and the data set that I'm using both in case of sales performance dashboard or the customer analytics dashboard is basically present in my datasets folder, which is this one, sample superstore. So from the top, if you will see, it is the third last the data set, sample superstore. So that way there will not be any confusion if you are replicating the results like this one. So this is the dashboard which I will show you today, that how you can create it step by step, which I believe is a very visually appealing dashboard showing you all about the various types of customers like the consumer, corporate, small business and home office, and then basically some metrics about a customer who have made at least a single order in a given year. So it's basically a sort of a trend as well as comparison as to the different between the different customer, like consumer chart is here, corporate chart is here, small business chart is here, and home office chart is here. So what are their different statistic in different years for each individual KPI under the KPI, and then you can also horizontally compare between like 140 customer in consumer, 260 in corporate, small business is 145, and home office is 180. So just gives a pretty broad and high level perspective for an executive or someone who just want to look at overall pictures of not just what is currently you have the information, but over a period of time in each of the respective category, as well as comparison of the category you can do within just one dashboard. After that, a small heat map down there by showing the overall sales information for each of the customer segment in different categories like chairs and chair mats or computer peripherals, where the sales are high, and with the help of the heat map we are showing that where the sales are very high, where the sales are very low or in negative. So that's something catch the attention of the eye as we basically look at this information. So by looking at this table, one can very quickly see that you have this telephone, the office machinery, and the binders is basically those categories where you have the maximum sales going on. SM is here in the copiers in case of a small business. So just a bird eye view, like 5 minutes you spend with it, and if you look for any specific information, you'll be able to get it. And obviously, if further information is required is somewhere, you come back and show the information. So that's something, a chart, the dashboard we will going to create. And before that, just a quick information that if you have landed very first time on my channel, then this basically the live Google sheet which I am using to capture or to basically record all of my videos, where you can see all of my historical videos are present. You can use this link present in the description, search any of my previous video, and using the link which is given in the column B, you can get access to it. That way you don't have to really search through my channel or do that very tedious task of searching a video, specific video. Simply search here like pivot or bar chart or any DAX function, like the DAX function that I have created over here very easily, and jump to it using the link which is given in front of it. So everything I've made it easy, and since it is a live sheet, all of my future videos will also be present, like all of the dashboards which I'll be creating. So everything that is related to the Power BI will be present here in one single sheet forever. So make sure you bookmark this and have it whenever you need any Power BI related solution. All right, with that, let's go to the Power BI. So here what is happening is we have a banner at the top, then we have these different filters like order priority, product category, region, and ship mode. Then you have the very high level KPI, like just to give an impact as to 197 is the count of customer that you have in consumers. So if you see the consumer count is this, corporate customer count, since it is a customer analytics, so every statistic will be around the customer. So corporate customer is this, corporate small businesses number of customer is this, and home office customer is this. So this is like an overall statistics over a period of years, like how many customers you have had, or you either you have had or you have in the each of these categories, and then over a period of time, right, starting from 2009 going all the way to 2012, like for example. So these are the customers who have made at least one single order in a year. Why, how we are doing this is based on we have the transaction data by each order date, and if the order in front of the order date, as you can see, order date year is something what we have taken. So in front of order date, if a customer name is present, that will give an indication that customer has made an order, and that's why the customer name is present. So this is why we have made the metric name customers who have made at least a single order in a year. It may be multiple as well, but we are taking a distinct count just to show in each year what are those customers who have at least made one single order, right? So you can see customers, these statistics are pretty stagnant, which may be a cause of worry for a company if this is how they are seeing it. Technically, they may want to see like the number of customers are increasing in the fashion. But since it is a dummy data set, that's why it's probably giving you the same statistics all across the board. So after that, finally a heat map just to show a high level information of the customer segment and their respective product subcategory and show the high level sales. Okay, so with that, I'll show you how you can create step by step. Well, if you have watched my previous video where I have created the sales performance dashboard, it is in the similar line. So if you have already done that, I suggest that you do the practice by just looking at the screen and creating this dashboard. However, if you are completely beginner, then follow along with me to create this dashboard, and hopefully in another half an hour or 40 minutes we will be done. So with that, let's go into the new page and let's start creating the dashboard. So I'll bring down this and create the banner by creating the text box. So here is the text box, and I will drag it till here, and we will call it, we will change this to 40, or maybe 40 is slightly bigger than 36 is fine. It should be in capital. Customer analytics dashboard. I will just select this and make it 36. Make it center, make it bold, change the color. Come on down, okay, from this drop down, and here is basically your coloring. So if I select this, hopefully, so this is slightly lighter. I have chosen, I think, a little bit darker. Okay, and then I'm using a background behind this. If you will come here in the customer analytics, you will see I'm using a background. So if I select this, come here in the format text box, come here on the background, select the background and make it 50% transparent is something what I've done over here. There you will see that it's pretty much the same look and feel that you are having over here, right? So customer analytics dashboard, and then down there what we need is basically these 4 filters: product category, order priority, region, and ship mode. So product category, I will first select the slicer, and using the fields I'll expand this. product category is this. However, it is coming like this, so we may need to come over here and change this to drop down, reduce the size, right, and this much, and yeah, here, and I think this much distance is fine. Okay, so I will then going to create three more. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, and Control C, Control V. I will put this completely in the end, and then I will control select all of those to align horizontally in a proper way. So I have hold down my control key and select all of these, click on format, and here in the align I will going to distribute horizontally. That way it is now perfectly distributed. Okay, but the only thing you need to do is change the category over here. So product category, I think, what is the second category over here? Order priority, region, and ship mode. So order priority is something what we are going to populate here. Here we will going to populate the region, and here we will going to populate the shipping mode, right? So that's something. Now we have it, the filters for our dashboard. Once the filter is being done, what we need is basically this clustered bar chart over here. Oh, not the cluster, actually the KPIs, right? So for the KPIs, we will going to create a DAX calculation. So this DAX calculation will going to give us the individual customer count based on their category. So let's go to this page, and I will just hide this so that I can create it. So if since I'm using the same dashboard, what I realize this is the calculation is present here. If I use this, and let me just right click and see whether I am getting the tools to increase this. Alt Shift. Okay, and then if I just double click, okay, so this is what you are having. The first, if you want to get the consumer count over here, you get the calculate distinct count. Within the calculate function, you get the distinct count, and this is the orders customer name is what you need to take the distinct count of, and then you are filtering by taking the table name orders and then specifying the orders customer segment. And if I just right click and zoom out, so the customer segment over here is, if you will see, the consumer, right? So that way it is basically creating the overall calculation. So same calculation, consumer count, we need to basically do it for corporate, right? And the home office, and the finally the one more last, which is, let me just exit this, the last one, which is small business. Why? Because if you will see, this is the 4 customer segments we have. So if I come here, click on customer segment, this is my 4 customer segment: consumer, corporate, home office, and small business. And that is what I have shown as a KPI over here. Okay, so this is the reason why I'm creating this. So I hope you have got this calculation, which is creating this new measure. By clicking on the new measure here, you will change the new measure name to consumer count, and then you will use first the calculate and then do the distinct count of customer name and filter it by the from the orders table, you take the order customer segment field and specify the field is consumer, right? And then what we need to do is need to take this KPI and select this. That is all you need to do. So what I will going to do is probably I will just going to increase its size a little bit. That way it will create some space for us. That is something we can even do it with the help of those align option and all. But I'm just going ahead and creating it. Okay, so this much. If I Control C and Control V, and here I just increase this size, so now we are good. Control C, Control V, and we can increase this size a little bit just to align properly with the KPI, and then copy and paste this and increase the size over here. That way we are aligned. Now the only thing is we need to select this consumer, remove this and say corporate, select this, remove consumer, say home office, and finally select the final KPI and uncheck this and say small business. Okay, and that is what you will see it over here as well. 197, 135, 193, and home office is what, 246. The only thing is some background, right? So nothing. What you need to do is select the KPI, go to format, and that's something I suggest. Before creating these multiple KPIs, do all the settings in the first KPI and then do a duplicate. Otherwise, now if you will see, I will have to do it 4 different times. And I will change this to 50%. Similarly over here, color gray, this 250, this color again gray in the background and 50. This is what I really like here in the Power BI, that formatting, there are a lot of formatting option and it's comparatively straightforward, and you can make the changes very easily. So what I can do is I can simply select all of these and hold down Control key and select this format, align, distribute, or oops, okay, I'll press Control C. It is messing it up. I think we need to just select first these by holding down Control, distribute horizontally, same with this one, format, align, distribute horizontally. Should be good, right? Okay, so once we have done this, what I can do is I can reduce the size a little bit. Feels like I will have a little bit less space for my charts and KPIs. So that's an arrangement we may need to do to make sure that it's perfect in terms of placing the components. Okay, so once we have this, what do we need is basically a clustered bar chart, right? Should be, this much is fine. And let's see if required we can change it. So this needs to be, this is what we are showing over here, is basically your order date and the distinct count of customer or the unique count. So if I select this, you have the year of order date and you have consumer count, and if you basically consumer count is nothing but this distinct count what we were having it over here. Okay, so from this I will select the consumer count to values, and then over here we will going to select order date, date hierarchy, and year, right? So we have this consumer count by year, and that is what we are showing. We are not showing anything because to give some space to the titles and all. So what I'm doing is I'll have to go into the format, remove the y-axis, remove the x-axis, right? And on the y-axis we need to go down and remove even the title, right? I think what we need though is the year. Otherwise, we will not be able to show what the year is. And reduce its number, and we go down to x-axis, and this title we need to change consumer count, or remove this. And then we have this data colors. In the data color we will going to choose this one. I think this is the one is the lightest, is what we have chosen it. Okay, this is a little bit darker, so I will just again go here. This is why I said you do it just once, and then yeah, this should be good, guess. Yeah, so I just want to make sure that all the theme that I'm making is color consistent, like gray and this sort of reddish color. Okay, data labels we need to enable, and data label size is 9. We need to make it bold. We don't want to show the background. On the y-axis we need to increase the inner padding just so that they look better, right? And I need to increase probably the size a little bit. Then only it will start showing the information to you. Okay, so we have this now. The consumer by this year, consumer count by year, and we don't need to show the consumer count by year. So again, come into the formatting, remove the title, and you see this chart is now same as this chart. So I will again copy this and paste it here. Copy and paste again. Copy and paste again, and for this one the size is a little bit bigger, so that's something I will make it align. Now this is the consumer, this is the corporate, so we will change this to corporate. Now it is, as you can see, it's quite easy making all the changes because we have done all the formatting in one chart. Here we will say home office because it is below to the home office, and then finally here in the small business we will change the values to get the small business. All right, so we have done this, which is basically our second section. We have to put this customer who made at least a single order in a year. So for that we have a space. What we need is basically a text box, and we need an increased text box and reduce it. Capital customers who made at least a single order in a year. Okay, select this. Bold. Color is what I will choose is probably this one. Central aligned. Increase this to 16, maybe 18, 20. Yeah, 20 is good. to make an impact, and we put it here. This is, as you can see, I'm just trying to do an adjustment, and I will make it a little bit smaller, maybe 16 or 18. Okay, it creates a small issue here. And then if I just select this, go to background, change the background to this, and make the transparency to 15. Customer who made at least a single order in a year. There is some definitely spacing thing, as you can see. Here it is properly spaced, and here the spacing is, in our page, the spacing is going down. So the thing which I can do is I can hold down this control key and make it a little bit up, because there is already a space, and then this, and then maybe I will just increase this a little bit. That way my scroll bar which was coming over here is gone, and this is aligned here, this is aligned there. Alright, customer who have made at least a single order is something which I have done it over here as well. Okay, so with that we have done the second part. The third part is basically creating a pivot, and there what you need is basically the customer segment on the rows, and on the columns you need the product subcategory. Need to increase this, and this will basically going to require a bit of an adjustments to fit this screen, as you can see it over here on the customer analytics. If you see, I've just reduced the size, so to make sure that all the values are coming properly. So this also requires a little bit of formatting. Okay, so what do I need is we need sales values, right? Oops, looks like it was not selected. Okay, we need sales. So now the sales is coming, and we need to do a bit of an adjustment. So here, to do this adjustment, this will going to be a little bit tedious, because you need to bring this here, bring this is fine. Also, before I do that, I will just make sure in values the in the values we should not show the these particular decimal points, right? So we have column headers, we have row headers. I think it should be in values, banded rows, outline, text size, field formatting, sales, display unit is none. Yeah, there you go. Within field formatting, I think this is present, where this should be a 0 decimal value, so that way I get some more space. But another thing, just so that I will remove this word wrap from this column headers, so I'll go up here in the column headers, and here it should be word wrap off, and now the word wrap will not happen. Go down this. So this is basically an adjustment I'm doing. If you want, you can skip the video, so that what you are get finally is basically the table, right? But this is an adjustment we may need to do just to make sure that you know, the information is present in a single table, and heat map which is visible then to all of the viewers will be, you know, in their eyesight along with the dashboard. That's the whole purpose of showing it in a dashboard, that whatever we have is present in one single table. And now the totals are not needed, so I will just look for if the total, I know the totals, they are having it over here. So we have subtotal, sorry, so we don't want to show row and we don't want to show the column, right? And if I just reduce this little bit, reduce this little bit, maybe this little bit, there is some space here. Now it's all gone, right? I know the values are not displayed properly, but that's basically a reasoning so that sort of compromise adjustment you need to make as to what needs to be shown, and accordingly how much you can show it one single screen. I don't want my user to scroll on the right and then see it. Okay, so one final thing what we need here is I select this, again go into the formatting. In the conditional formatting, I will change this to a background color, and in the advanced control I will select the white color and change highest value to, let's say, this color, and click OK. And now you see the values, which is basically a clear differentiation. Where the high values are, you are able to see it very clearly, and where the low values are, like completely white color values, you can see it. Also, you can experiment. Let's say this you want to keep it like this shade, and that one is a little bit high shade. Then also, you can do that, but the problem is that you won't be able to make a lot of differentiation. That's why my advice is that it has to be a crystal clear, so make it like white. And this one, if I want, I can still make it like this much red and click OK. Will still give me a very good idea as to what's going on, and it is in coordination with this color theme. So if I put this also down a little bit, it will create a space for me, and this space I will going to use it for heat map of customer segment by product subcategory. So that's something I will going to duplicate this, right? Control C, Control V. I don't want to do again the entire work. And we will say heat map of customer segments by product subcategory. That's the right way. And I will just reduce this. So, and I will just say this table over here to be in alignment with what we have. And that's basically pretty much it, right? Told you, like within 30 minutes or so, I think even in the less than 30 minutes, we have done that. A visually appealing dashboard that you need for your users, right? So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you, but there is a lot that can be done. For example, I may probably show you something around customer retention dashboard. That's something about how many customers you are acquiring every month, and then are you able to retain it. Sort of what you call is the cohort analysis, or sort of a group of customer you have in the month 1, let's say 100 customer, and then by the month 10 you have only, let's say, 70 customer out of it. So those are the type of analysis that also can be done with the help of these type of dashboards. And I'll show you. Let me know what if you are interested in doing that or learning that. But that will going to help me basically understand whether you want to, this is where your interest area is coming. So this dashboard is now ready. You can filter, let's say, by region. Oops, over here, Ontario, and it gives you the entire information, right? Isn't it amazing? In Ontario, who are those customers which are giving express air. So that basically shows like mostly the corporate customer, and over a period of time the corporate customers express air order have reduced. Similarly in this case, however, this is a bit of a fluctuating, and your this particular home office is stagnant. So in very few clicks you see this. Also down there very quickly you can see that in Ontario Express Air appliances are being going through a lot of express air, high value items, same as the copier, and same in some of these categories, but these two are clearly standing out. Similarly, you can choose any other one like the regular air or the delivery truck. All of your information will be filtered. Now the interesting part is when you select the delivery truck, you see only a very small categories, which I believe is slightly higher. The heavy categories is something which is being delivered over there. But that's what I mainly wanted to show you, how you can very easily create this type of a dashboard and get the output as per your need. Let me know what do you think about this, and with your feedback I will try to create more dashboard, improve the dashboard, and give you more content in coming days. With that, thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the next video with a new topic.